Memphis, don't bluff, don't bluff, don't bluff.
My city don't bluff.
Don't bluff,
I'm so Memphis, I'm so grizzly,
don't
bleed
bluff,
blood like a
don't
tiger,
bluff,
red
don't
bird. My city don't bluff.
The turkey, not only that, got stuffed on Providence also, but a lot of it had to do with, foul trouble and our lack of, appreciation for their ability to change their defenses. And I didn't think we really handled in-game adjustments well. By that I mean they were playing man, they were pressing, they were changing on a make, on a miss, they were doing different things. But we figured it out in the game against Iowa, so we're happy we did. So that's pretty much the pass, and then kind of now we get ready for Jackson State. And I know Coach Brent, his teams are always very well prepared, well organized. They have some 4 starters returning from last year, so he's has some familiarity with. When you can have returning players that have played together and started like that, it makes a difference. They're playing a very competitive schedule. Having to play people like Ohio State can make a difference. And Marshall on the road. There's some really tough things. I'm impressed with their ability to rebound the ball. They're very efficient, especially on the offensive boards, being one of the 13th in the country in offensive rebounds. So we're going to have to really figure out a way to limit their ability to get on the offensive glass. So boxing out and rebounding will be a premium for us. Any questions?
What 2 positives can you take from the Florida trip?
Oh, it was a beautiful place.
About the team.
The Emerald Coast was a beautiful place. No, we were very, a little bit disappointed in our defense. Both, Iowa, well, especially against Providence, we did some things. We did a lot of fouling, and so we need to learn to play without fouling and stay aggressive. We were not as efficient as I'd hoped from the free throw line. I thought, and we really didn't share the basketball. Actually, on 2 or 3, I thought we really didn't pass the ball until the Iowa game. We got back to really finding the open man and passing the ball. So in those areas, we have to constantly work on and improve, because that's the only way we're going to be able to play at the to raise our game. So, but I was impressed with Dietrich. He stepped up and played well again. So there are a lot of good things that came out of the game.
Coach, a little bit, you talked about how Chad played against Providence, and then just the experience he gained from going against maybe a little bit better level of competition.
Yeah, I think he showed that he can compete against that level of competition. He really hadn't had that chance up until the Providence game, and just learning to play without fouling. And I'm sure that he's having not played for so long. It's a learning experience every time he goes on the court. But he's getting better. He's logging more minutes. We probably could have had him in there more against Iowa, because he was off to a pretty good start there. But then again, teams adapt, and by that I mean they start to play at a pace, especially if you're ahead. They're trying to get back in the game. They go with a little more quickness, because we have a pretty good size front line. We played Chad in there at 6'10", 6'11", and Dietrich at 6'9", and KG at 6'7", Markel 6'5". So I think people try to match up with us, and what happens is if they go small, now that's a concern and that's a problem for Chad. So that's where and then if we have scoring challenges, defensive challenges, then we have to go with a different lineup. Although Jamario had been, but he had the bad back. I guess he's doing much better. He practiced yesterday, so everything seems to be well. But Jack's about Chad. I think he's improving a lot. is free throw shooting. That's one of the areas I'm concerned about, just taking the ball to the basket, being more aggressive, and being more physical, and that's what we need him to do.
Is foul trouble is a case of, is foul trouble just a case of, is it footwork or going against quicker people? Or?
Well, it's just, I think it's a combination of a few things. You know, it's an emphasis on playing, not, well, giving the offense more freedom, and the freedom of movement, and that's a problem. That's a problem for if you're on defense, because it's tough enough. You're back, you're protecting the basket, but if you have good offensive players that can put it on, and everybody's trying to take you off the dribble now, so that's one of the issues. We haven't been in the proper position defensively. That's another issue for us. That's why I've been disappointed in our defense, that we've been talking about our ball line principles and working on it since we've got here, and guys seem to revert back to, that's why you have to overteach where they need to be. So that's something we have to, that's one of the problems with fouling. Now, guy splits us, beats a guy off the dribble, guy's not in the proper help position, and the guy on the ball. We're really having problems on just proper technique and the proper mechanics and proper footwork guarding the guy with the ball. But again, it goes back to there's a lot of people, a lot of good players out here. It's a whole lot harder. The guy you watch any sport, where you're competing against somebody across from the line in football, basketball especially, or hockey, where you got to be on the retreat. On defense, scoring is probably up in college basketball because of the new implementation of freedom of movement.
Jarvis,
If you could talk a little bit about Diedrich's ability to take over games, and is that something that you want him to do, or do you want it spread around a little bit more, or do you like, hey, look, if all else fails, just throw it to the big dog and let him eat?
No, we like balance. I want balance in our scoring. I want balance, and that's the only way you can be a productive. I mean, I think a winning team. Now, don't get me wrong, Diedrich can probably be a guy that when we need him in clutch, he's come up big, and we expect him to continue to get better in that area. But we have a lot of weapons on our squad. I think each player has really improved their shooting percentages. We have taken some questionable shots. That's something we need to clean up. And there's Diedrich as well. He can improve on his shot selection sometime. He's a very intelligent player, and he will. And if we continue to play within the system, we're going to be fine.
Right, thanks,
Do you want him to, or as far as the team is concerned going forward, as your competition steps up, did you feel like this was a good test, this tournament, for?
Oh yeah, he stepped up when he had to, and I think he's done that whenever possible. I think he'll have to do that in the future as well. I mean, he's our best player, and I think our players know that. I think everybody else knows it too. So I know it. So we've got to make sure we get, shots for him at certain times, and then he does have the ability to get his own shot. There's not many guys that can do that, but he's one of the few that can on our team.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, 2 shots, that's a foul. Yeah. Let them know we finna touch down. Let them know a Grizzly in town. Feeling like a tiger on the prowl. We did the Final Four, now we want more. We tryna win bowls, man, don't let them scope. We tryna hang banners from the top post. We tryna win rings and a lot more. Welcome to the FedEx Forum. Welcome to Memphis where the legends live long. Welcome to Memphis where a young star born. I might call out hard to hit the Quan on them. Taking care of business, Elvis, Graceland. Cross it over, shoot it in the face, man. Home of the king, EP, BP. Somebody call the coach and tell them that we need a 3P. Somebody bring a broom, cause I think we bout to swizzy. And when I'm on the field, I don't feel like just Izzy, Tiger, and Bears. Oh my, Grizzly. Tell them get with me, ain't no bluffing in my city.